Hi, good afternoon, and welcome to Future Tech Oman, Oman's first virtual conference. And thank you very much for joining in the Veeam session, coming up for my session. My name is Ankit Rajpal. I'm the territory manager at Veeam Software for Oman region. And today, I'm gonna try to, in this next 15 minutes, take you over who we are, where do we come from, what do we do. And the topic of my presentation is gonna be data protection for the hybrid cloud. All right. So as we all know, in today's changing and I can also say challenging times, everything's changing very fast. Especially with the COVID coming in, it literally transformed the way we do business. It pretty much transformed the way we do everything. So as you can see, cloud. Cloud came into our lives in a big way. I've been handling Oman for quite a long time. And what I know so far, the sentiment of the Oman had been that we are not a very cloud first preference country, right? With COVID coming in, I saw massive adoption for cloud, even in government companies, right? So the way our data has been processed has changed. A lot of things have moved to cloud, especially SaaS services like Office 365, G Suite, and things like that, right? Mobiles have always been revolutionary. They have changed the way we process the data since the time they came in, and it changed. One of the fastest innovating industries has been mobile. You capture so much data, whether it's your pictures, whether it's your videos, whether it's your business applications, whether it's your ERPs, pretty much everything and anything is happening over your mobile devices. If we look at edge and IoT devices, they are becoming more and more integral part of our lives every day. Like someone like me, I'm a bit quite of a technology enthusiast, and I have kind of built a smart home infrastructure or a smart home ecosystem at my place, and I have quite a lot of IoT devices which are sending in data from which I can control a lot of things with voice control. So that's just me as a person, as an individual. Imagine when all of these things gets deployed to enterprises like yourself, the amount of data which these things generate. And that is what leads to the next stage of artificial intelligence and machine learning, with which we create orchestration, with which we create automated behavior and the machine to operate by itself and have eventually less and less human interference. Now, all of this is propelled by data, and this data changes every day, and tons of data gets generated every day. This data becomes the most important asset for any organization, right? So data is the new oil, as we say it. Now, as the data increases, threats also on your data increase. You know, data grows, it becomes more complex. A lot of industries and most of the enterprises, governments, banks, they all have massive compliance requirements about how to save their data, how to comply with things, how to have all these industry specific compliance being met. And the most important thing is security of your data. Your data has to be very secure. Uh, Access to that data, it must always be accessed whenever it's needed, whenever business demands, whenever your customer need it. All of that needs to be taken care of. So as data becomes more and more, the importance of data becomes more and more. Managing it becomes, it grows, it becomes complex. Your compliance need increases, your security increases. At the same time, the threat increases. The cost of not having that data goes higher every day. So we did certain surveys and we got the numbers. An enterprise could lose about $20 million in a year if they have unexpected downtime. You know, that's massive numbers. So if you're not able to manage your data or protect your data in the right way, an average enterprise could lose up to $20 million in a year if they have unexpected downtimes. Big numbers. 73% of the organizations say that they are unable to deliver uninterrupted access to their apps and data. That's a very high number. That means people are not able to keep up with the pace of the data growth, and they are not 100% confident of giving 100% SLAs for their uptimes. No one can get down to 100%, but that's still quite a high number. 38% of the customers say that downtime can really damage their brand, which is quite obvious in today's generation. We have such massive dependence on IT. Everything's been done with our smart devices. if something is not available, I want to go to a company's website and I want to order something online. I want to book a flight. Okay, we don't fly nowadays in COVID, but I want to do something online and that website's down. There are five more competitors ready to take away that business. And that's what leads to the next point, which is 54% of the customers experience a loss of customer if they're not able to manage their data properly. So what is Veeam's vision? Veeam's vision, trusted provider of backup solution that delivers cloud data management. Doesn't matter where your data sits, doesn't matter what kind of data you have, we want to make sure that you have a proper backup and your data is always safe with us. What Veeam has been moving towards. If you would know the history of Veeam, I'm not sure how many people are aware of who we are, where do we come from, but to put some numbers, we are a very young company. We only started operations in 2006, and in 2006 we started the company focusing on virtualization. Back in 2006, virtualization was coming into mainstream. VMware was really growing very fast, and the way we talk about cloud today, virtualization was the main thing. Anyways, even for cloud, virtualization is the foundation for that. So we started developing solutions around VMware. We were a small startup working from a garage in Ohio with about 10-15 people. Where we stand today, we've really come a long way. So in 2008, we actually came up with our first commercial product. So for 2 years, we were running free solutions around VMware, which actually got us massive popularity amongst the VMware admins and the virtualization admins. In 2008, we came up with our first commercial product. The product was Veeam Backup and Replication for VMware, the first product, version 1. And where exactly we stand now? We are $1 billion in revenue as of last year. We have about 375,000 plus customers, and this number is always increasing. I'm sure by now, as we speak, it'll be probably 390 or maybe close to 400,000 customers. 76% of Global 2000 and Fortune 500 companies are using Veeam in their production data centers. Now, that gives you a confidence that Veeam is an enterprise class product chosen by some of the biggest companies in the world. We have presence in about 160 countries, and we have about 4,100. I think right now we are close to 4,500 employees globally. So we've come a long way in a very short time. We've been one of the fastest growing software companies in the world. And why we've been so successful in such a short span of time? It's thanks to our customers. It's thanks to a massive base of customers. We have a very good ecosystem of customers in which they interact with us. We have active forums going on. So it's because of our Net Promoter Score. What is the Net Promoter Score? A Net Promoter Score means if you are a Veeam customer, what is the probability that you're going to recommend Veeam to your colleagues or your peers in the industry? So Veeam's got a rating of 75, which is actually about 3.5 times of the industry average. If you look at some of the biggest companies, they've got lower customer satisfaction ratings than what we have. So that gives us the confidence our customers really like our product, and we are definitely doing something right. So if we look at the numbers, our satisfaction levels are 9.1 out of 10, product features 9 out of 10, sales effectiveness and all that stuff, right? So that's what has made us one of the fastest growing software companies. All right, and some of the other things, why we are very so successful, and why Veeam has been growing at such a fast pace, and why you should actually consider Veeam for your data protection, for your enterprise data protection. We are, and one of the core values of Veeam is we are simple. Eventually, as a company grows and a product grows, it becomes very difficult to keep things simple. Making things complicated in IT is very easy, but keeping things simple is very difficult. And if you go out to any Veeam customer and ask that what is the best thing about Veeam, they're going to tell you it's the ease of use and it is the simplicity, which is very important. There's already so many complications in life in our data centers, so we do not want our data protection and our backup to be complicated. So our core component is we like to keep things very simple. At the same time, it's very flexible because we live in a very dynamic world, right? So our environments are changing, our ecosystems are changing, our surroundings are changing. The way we do business is changing. If you do not innovate, if you do not change yourself according to the situation, you'll be obsolete. So we understand that customers' environments are always changing. They always want to have option. If you're on-prem, probably want to go on cloud. If you're on cloud, you probably want to come on-prem. You want to move around different clouds. You want to go to public cloud, private cloud, local in-country cloud. You want to move your hypervisor. You want to change your hardware. You want to change your storage. We give you all of those flexibility. And even the way the software has been designed, the modules, the components, it's highly scalable. You can scale it down to a small business. You can scale it up to one of some of the biggest enterprises, and that gives you that flexibility. And one of the most important features, which is expected out of any backup solution, your backup is basically your last resort. When your production's gone down, probably there's been an attack, you want your backup to come up, right? It is like your insurance policy. So reliability becomes a very important factor, and that's what actually makes us very successful. Is Veeam is known to be as a very, very reliable product. Back in the day, our tagline used to be, it just works. So you deploy Veeam and it just works. And when you need to restore, it does what it's supposed to do. It does it. Again, this is our history of innovation, 10 years of innovation, right? If you want to be in technology, you want to be successful, you have to keep innovating. Technology changes very fast. So this is so many editions which were released in last 10 years. So the last one is over here is Q1 2019. If we just look at 2020 releases, these are just some of the new products which have been released within 2020. About 10 new updates of products, and these are just highlights. If we talk about small features, the list would go on, and I can talk all day about that. So we are investing a lot in R&D. We connect very strongly with our customers. We listen to what is the need of the hour. We take your feedback, and then we go and put them into a product so we can be relevant and updated for you guys. Now, I talked about all the global customers that we have. I talked about how many customers we have globally, but we are in Oman. I manage Oman, so we need to know who our Veeam references in Oman, right? So some of the Veeam customers in Oman, as you can see a screen, some of the biggest names, some of the major industries are there. So these are all, not all, but just the tip of the iceberg. You want to speak to any one of them, I'll be more than happy to organize a call for you. How's their experience about using Veeam? So yeah, I guess some of you might be here from these companies. I hope you are having good time using Veeam. If not, reach out to me. I'm quite positive about it. I'm in touch with most of you. All right, so I'm gonna quickly take you through over the Veeam availability platform, which is our core ecosystem of all the things which we support. So our core product is a Veeam Availability Suite, which consists of two products, Veeam Backup and Application and Veeam One, which has been primarily been designed for VMware and Hyper-V and Nutanix AHV environments, so for the virtualized environments. Then we have our enterprise plugins for Oracle RMAN, SAP HANA, and file shares coming into this. Few years back, we released our agents for Windows and Linux, which protect physical servers, x86. Then we have backup for Office 365 for SaaS, which is one of our fastest growing products over the world. Then we have Veeam Availability Orchestrator, which adds one more layer towards your disaster recovery automation, testing DR plans and documentation. It is one of very beautiful products and something which we need to take it further. Then we have our agents for AIX and Solaris, so for your critical applications, legacy stuff. Then we have your backup for AWS cloud, and then we have our backup for Azure. Now all of this come and report into your centralized console for Veeam Availability Suite. The ones in the red box are licenses. One is Veeam Universal License, and we're going to talk much about it, and the others are licensed per user or per instances. And as you can see, we cover on-prem with that. We cover SaaS environments like Office 365. We have local cloud providers like in Oman, we have Oman Data Park. Then we have private clouds, whether you're running a private cloud in your on-prem. So basically, this is one-stop integrated solution for your cloud, virtual, physical. We cover all the major vendors which you might be using in this, and we are storage agnostic, hardware agnostic. So this is a very high level and quick overview of what we do at Veeam and what value add we can bring to you. I'll be at that booth. Please feel to reach out to me, ask questions. Either myself or someone from my team will be there to assist you. Thank you very much for your time, and I hope you enjoyed the presentation. I look forward to meet you in a Teams call or hopefully in Oman face to face one day very soon. Take care of yourselves. Stay safe. Thank you very much.